pipeline have increased the amount of natural gas flowing into Trinidad and Tobago's energy system. That's according to Trinidad and Tobago NGL chairman Gerald Ramdeen, who said the restoration of the pipeline followed years of neglect and required a substantial financial commitment. However, he noted that it has already delivered measurable benefits to the national gas supply.
That repair has cost this country, or has cost this country $1.5 billion, while the former minister was flying around the world negotiating gas contracts. His business was not the repair of pipelines. So we've made that our business. So the pipeline was repaired, and as a result of that, you are correct. It has resulted in an incremental increase in the amount of gas that comes into this system because the pressures have regulated themselves to allow that.
He confirmed that since the pipeline repair, gas pressures have stabilized, allowing more supply to enter the system.
It fluctuates depending on the pressures that are in the lines on a daily basis. And we look at it every morning and every afternoon. So it fluctuates. It's not a fixed figure that one can say X amount is the amount, but it is in the environment that we are in. Every molecule of gas that we can bring into the system is extremely valuable to us.
Government is undertaking major desilting works along the El Socorro Road, which would assist in alleviating flooding. Speaking at the launch of the project, Member of Parliament for Barataria San Juan, Saddam Hussein, said it was long overdue. He said the project will bring relief to thousands of residents.
If you go right now, if you lift those manhole covers, you would realize that because of the years and years of silt that has built up, that it probably touches the top of the pavement. And that is hardened silt. We have a lot of equipment. We have the vac trucks and the water trucks and so on to try to get out that slush from under the drains.
Utilities Minister Barry Padarath said the project will be expanded in the coming months.
We have been very proactive in terms of pooling our in-house resources together through WASA and other state agencies to ensure that the equipment that is under the purview of the state is utilized in a very systematic way, in that we move from one constituency to the other without bearing any major cost.
In sport, it's been a tough week for West Indies women's cricket, both on the field and in the rankings. Captain Hayley Matthews has lost her grip on the #1 spot in the ICC Women's T20I All-Rounders rankings, a position she held for nearly 2.5 years, dethroned by New Zealand skipper Amelia Kerr. Kerr has claimed the #1 spot following a stunning century and 2 wickets for just 6 runs in a 95-run victory over South Africa in Christchurch. Meanwhile, Australian opener Georgia Voll's maiden T20I century, a blazing 52-ball 100, helped the Aussies to a series win, and in doing so, she became the new #1 ranked T20I batter in the world. On a brighter note for the West Indies, Stephanie Taylor's unbeaten century in the ODI series gave the hosts a reason to smile, vaulting her 10 places to 28th in the ODI batting rankings. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now, it's Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala.
Good morning, Carrie, and happy April Fools.
Yeah, happy April Fools, right?
Yeah, don't let anyone fool you today.
Yeah, that's the thing. People will come up with all these outlandish stories, and, you know, some of them are quite believable, but, you know, you have to be a little more vigilant today.
Yeah, actually, I'm expecting it. More than ever this year, I'm expecting it, especially on social media.
Why more than ever this year? That's an interesting statement.
I don't know. Maybe I've been so plugged into it over the past few years, so I actually know that they're going to come with it. You know, I always say that some companies actually disappoint me. They come up with these grand ideas for April Fools, and then it just goes to show, why can't you implement this throughout the year? Because people are so hyped up about it.
Yeah, they're rather creative around this time of year. I even saw that a company was claiming Jackie Chan is going to be there.
Were you going to go?
All right, I'm not one to, you know, make a big hullabaloo about celebrities, but you see Jackie Chan, had it been real, I would have gone.
I thought Bruce Lee was your favorite.
Well, Bruce Lee's my favorite, but he's not alive, so I can't go see Bruce Lee.
Honestly, I didn't even read it. I just knew it was going to be something like this.
Yeah, I know, right? But
I've seen deconstructed doubles. I've seen everything possible, I think we've seen. Yeah.
And then there's the people in your life that comes in with these tricks and pranks they like to.
You mean like I did this morning?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You won $1 million, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. But that's something I hope we can
I
manifest.
did 1 million push-ups yesterday, yeah.
Well, I could actually believe that. Yeah. Well, Carrie, coming up inside our show today, we have a packed one for you. We also get to see you today on another Right Here. So that's always been very exciting, and we cannot wait to see where you'll go again.
I know. I've had fun making them.
Yeah. And also with the upcoming weekend, road safety is definitely a must. So we speak with the TTPS on that, helping you get ready for the long weekend.
All right. Looking forward to that and more.
All right, Carrie. Talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Virmala.
You're welcome.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going after this break.
TTT weather with Zaina James, daily at 7 p.m.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kick off at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba vijani. Oh, shun mi ba.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Which one? Gotcha. Wednesday, 1st April 2026. The time now, it is 6:08 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. As we told you yesterday, just to confirm, an 11-month-old baby, Jaden, and his father, 25-year-old Joseph Sutton, were shot and killed while asleep in their Dundonnell home after a gunman fired through a window. Well, the family believes Sutton may have been targeted out of jealousy over his mini-mart, and they had previously feared for their safety. Both were taken to hospital but died shortly after. And 9 people are in police custody following acts of vandalism targeting water infrastructure in Tobago. The Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath says one of those detained is a WASA employee. He condemned the incidents as acts of terrorism, including adding that they could also be considered treasonous given their impact on national utilities. The minister also raised concerns about water theft, revealing that some contractors are illegally accessing WASA facilities and reselling water, with a recent spike in Siparia. He also urged citizens not to support illegal activity, noting that truck-borne water is available free of charge as authorities continue efforts to clamp down on both vandalism and theft. Well, moving on now, video footage of a jellyfish washed ashore at Maracas Beach, and that has been circulating on social media. So as the Easter vacation begins and many head to the beaches, this serves as an important reminder to you. Please do not touch the jellyfish, even if they may appear dead. If you are stung, do not rub the area, and please avoid using urine or alcohol. Instead, here's what you do. You rinse with seawater. You remove any tentacles, carefully using tweezers or even a towel, but not your bare hands. Then apply heat by soaking the area in hot water for about 15 to 20 minutes to help to manage the pain. And of course, seek medical attention if symptoms are severe or persist. Well, to wrap up now on a heartwarming note, did you know that Papa Ute the ocelot is almost back to his original weight after being shot about 5 weeks ago? You probably remember that a few weeks ago we spoke with Dr. Kriyan Singh. Well, we've been keeping up with Dr. Singh, who shared some videos and photos of his recovery, and I believe we may have that for you now. Well, just one more day before the work week finish line, and we're also nearing the end of the auspicious period of Lent. So many exciting activities will be coming up this weekend, like our Intermedia Football Cup. So the field is marked and the teams are ready. Media houses from across Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the pitch for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Well, bragging rights are on the line this Good Friday, April 3rd at the TTPS Police Barracks, St. James. Kickoff is at 11 a.m., so you don't want to be late for that. Featuring teams from TTT TV, Next 99.1 FM, the Media Touring Team, Scorch Radio, I-95.5 FM, Cast Media Productions, Toko Strong Media, Against All Odds FC, 104.7 FM, and Media Mill Soca FC. Only one team will walk away as champion. So we see you there on the 3rd of April. And for all the updates, you can follow us at TTT Live Online. Remember, Friday, April 3rd, come out, support your team at the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Admission is free in case you're wondering. Coolers are welcomed, but no glass bottles are allowed. And this is all sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, AA Lakis, Kenny Sports, and the TTT Media Network. Also, a little later, we link up with another one of our sister stations, and they might just have some surprises in store for you today. So you know what to do. Grab your cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT Weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
Long drives, or house limes.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
It's that time of the year again, my friends. Feel it in the air. Football, football, football. It's back. Everyone's locked in. This is Richard Torpedo Thompson, and my Trinidad and Tobago people. I'll stay this straight. Fans make the game. Cheers, chants, passion. That's the heartbeat of football. There's only one 12th man that really brings the energy. That's Andre Errol Batiste on TTT. Every Thursday on TTT. Don't miss it.
In a historic move yesterday, the Chief Personnel Officer, Dr. Daryl Dindial, and the National Union of Government and Federated Workers signed off on a $2.6 billion collective agreement for daily rated public service workers for the period 2014 to 2019. And this deal includes a 10% wage increase with 40% paid in cash and 60% in non-cash benefits, covering approximately 20,000 workers. While new salaries are expected to take effect around June or July, with the first tranche of arrears paid later this year. Well, joining me this morning to unpack all of this is the NUGFW president, Mr. Christopher Street. Good morning, Mr. Street, and congratulations on yesterday's agreement.
Thank you so much. Good morning. And I want to say that, it was long overdue, and we are happy that we were able to sign off on that agreement yesterday.
So can you tell the population, and especially the 20,000 daily paid workers, what exactly was achieved in all of this?
Right. So you would have heard that we would have find a way to settle the arrears. So let me start with that, where we talk about 40% cash and 60% non-cash. Now, it's not the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago that workers who owed were paid through non-cash mechanism. You can recall when the NAR government would have suspended the payment of COLA in terms of bringing it back, or the workers being offered a settlement. There were some non-cash elements. Persons could have used what they would have given them a statement to purchase land. They could have paid on their HDC mortgage and rent and so on. And on that occasion, too, they would have given bonds to those workers who elected to get these bonds, where they would have been 2-year bonds and you had to wait 2 years to have it matured and so on. So, that aspect of settlement is not unprecedented. We would have had that already. On this occasion, the non-cash measures are a bit wider. We would have learned from that period, and we would have improved, if I may say. And the elements, one, they would have brought back, if you're owing HDC, you can use that to offset whether it's arrears, whether it's a current mortgage. So a person could apply that to the current mortgage and get a break from paying their mortgage. So that in itself is instant cash. So you're paying $3,000 a month, you can utilize your document and say, well, okay, I'm going to pay $60,000 and freeze my mortgage for 20 months. So that, while we talk about non-cash, that kind of flexibility makes it instant cash, right? And one of the things of the non-cash, because one might say, but it might have people who don't have mortgage, that in itself is a fact. But one of the elements that we would have struggled for and got into the document was that this non-cash could be transferred. It is transferable. So if a worker doesn't have a mortgage, he can transfer it to someone who does, whether it's his children, whether it's his siblings, or whether it's his relatives, whoever, a stranger, whoever. It can be transferred and turn into cash immediately for you. We also, can you be used to pay tuition? Workers can also take leave, right? Compensatory time off. So you can be on 2 days, you can be on vacation, you want to travel, you want to stay home and put some more time in your garden, wherever, you can apply it towards what we call compensatory time off. So you'll be not on the job, but you'll be getting your wages, to the tune of what your sum is involved. So these are some of the elements of that particular document. One of the main signatures of that document is that workers who would have retired between 2014 and 2018, they will get their arrears in full cash. liquid cash with those folks who would have retired between 2014 and 2018. There is no element of the non-cash being applied to those workers who would have retired during that period. Right? But all the other workers, we have decided that, okay. And I'm saying that the union itself, the NUGFW, will be involved in assisting those who can't liquidate in liquidating it. Because the statement says the non-cash is transferable. And we are going to be involved, our members, and ensure that at the end of the period, a 3-year period, that all their assets would have been liquidated in terms of the non-cash part of it. So we are happy, and we are now going out, and we'll be educating and advising our members between now and, let's say, June, when the first payment, if the adjusted salaries will be taking effect. And so taking questions from them and advising them how they will treat with it.
Mr.
So we are happy. Yeah.
What kind of workers are included in this? I know it's 20,000 workers, but can you give us an idea of the type of workers?
Not a problem. These are workers in the central and local government and the THA that they work with. These are the workers who we will call the blue-collar workers, right? They are the ones who will clean the place, masons, carpenters, the artisans, the tradesmen, and so on. All right? They are the ones that you will see cutting the verges on the highway and the roadway and so on. So Ministry of Works, Ministry of Health, Ministry, the Tobago House of Assembly, as I said, the deliberated workers, and other workers, agriculture, you name it. These are the workers who have been affected by this particular measure. They will benefit from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Mr. Strait, I know that a committee, I think, is supposed to be created to oversee all of this. When can members expect to see their new salaries or the first tranche of arrears paid this year?
All right. So because there was no agreement, the Minister of Finance in his 2026 budget didn't make any provision because he and all didn't know when this agreement will be settled. However, because of the settlement, he has his mid-year review. And we have been told that during his mid-year review, he would first of all make provision for the new salaries, which I believe is some $280 million. So that will be provided for, and that will take effect June month, no later than July. So workers will start to receive their new rates of pay. And we are told also before the end of the calendar year, the workers will receive 50% of their cash arrears. Right? Now, note what I want people to note, and we did get clarification on that while it's 40% cash, 60% non-cash, the non-cash measure, there is no way the government could tax that because it's non-cash, and therefore, the individual employee will make his own arrangement, his or her own arrangement, as to how they will dispose of this non-cash. And I said the union will be involved in ensuring that they get the best deal in treating with this.
Mr. Strait, before we go, I really want to ask you this question. What is the mood now that members of the union are waking up to all of this news and it's finally, soaking in?
And I'm saying to you, it is long overdue. The last time these workers got an increase in wages was 2013, 1-3, which is 13 years ago. We have been clamoring because we live in a society. We face the prices, the upward spike in prices, right? We were offered 4% under the previous regime, and the workers not the union, the workers rejected it outright. And they said that no, because they know what 4% would have meant on the meager wages that they get. And they didn't pressure the union, and we were patient, and our patience have paid off, where the workers, the lowest paid worker, has gotten a substantial arrears to come. Because you could imagine, if you check in arrears from 2014 to the present, it is a substantial amount. Hence the reason the government said that, listen, we cannot pay all this money in all cash. However, we will give you the value of your arrears by cash and non-cash mechanism, that you can use the non-cash mechanism so that you can offset expenses. If you're going to purchase a vehicle, let's say, the duties that you normally pay, that is in the price, whatever taxes that is in the price of that vehicle, you can use your non-cash mechanism to offset the taxes, the government duties and taxes, therefore making the vehicle cheaper for you. And this doesn't only apply to new vehicles, it also applies to what we as daily rated workers could afford, that roll on, roll off. So you're going to purchase a roll on, roll off, you can apply that statement that you have to offset and reduce the cost of the vehicle to you. So there are several things. We did, in fact, propose if you have a loan with the Agriculture Development Bank, because daily rated workers in the main are rural workers and the urban poor. I want to repeat that. Daily rated workers in the main are rural workers and the urban poor. So whatever mechanism that we can get that will offset and make their life a little easier, definitely we'd have pushed for it. But two basic tenets of that agreement is the fact that our retirees from 2014 to 2018, they will get all their arrears in cash, and that the non-cash mechanism is transferable. So you don't have a mortgage, you don't worry. You can transfer it to somebody who does. You know, your children not going to the university, and don't worry, you could transfer to somebody who's, in that place.
Yes.
And to us, that mechanism was one that we are happy about. Now, the agreement was only signed yesterday, but for quite a while, workers have begun to get antsy, and they would have said, well, when all you're signing. But as the leadership of the organization, we knew that someday we will sign, but we want to ensure that, given the current economic circumstances in the country and all of that, that we get the best deal for our members. And I think what we got yesterday, given the circumstances, was the best deal at this time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Street, for joining us, unpacking all of this. And we look forward to following the story and, of course, what comes next. Thank you very much. And congratulations to you and members of the union and to all the workers who benefit from this. All right. Thank you very much. That's NUGFW President, Mr. Christopher Street. We take a break and we come back with more on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success, because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, got you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba oh, shun mi ba fishani. Arubita, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Above the hills of Paramin, overlooking both coast and capital, sits a place once built for vigilance. Well, during the colonial era, La Vigie served as a strategic lookout along the northern range, scanning the horizon for approaching ships. Today, its purpose has shifted. Carrie Roberts takes us on a Paramin trip for this installment of Right Here. And this segment is brought to you by Caribbean Glass Specialists Limited, with over 65 years in business, delivering superior quality aluminum windows, doors, and shower enclosures, along with complete glass and aluminum solutions for residential and commercial spaces, with supply and installation across Trinidad and Tobago, and exports throughout the region. Craftsmanship you can trust.
There's only one place in Trinidad and Tobago that you could get this view, and that is the La Vigie Lookout in Paramin. In the olden days, it was used as a lookout point where they would spot incoming ships in times of war. But today, in times of peace, it is a place where you could bring the family, have a picnic, just chill or relax. The journey to La Vigie is part of its story. From the North Coast Road, Fonpoitou Road begins a steady ascent, a winding ribbon of roadway cutting through dense forest and hillside greenery. While there is more than one route into Paramin, this path offers the most accessible climb for the average vehicle, avoiding the steeper, narrow roads that define other approaches to the village. As the road rises, the skyline opens, and the hills part to reveal Paramin itself, a village spread across ridges and valleys, shaped by its own history and culture along Trinidad's northern border. The road traces a ridgeline where the views begin long before the final destination. From this vantage point, the landscape begins to unfold. To the south, Marva lies within the valley below, its channel leading westward until the Gulf of Para emerges just beyond the Port of Spain. To the north, glimpses of the Caribbean Sea appear between homes perched along the hillside, a prelude of what is still to come. Traveling further west, La Vigie becomes unmistakable, positioned at the highest point of the village, carrying with it the promise of panoramic views. Its name is drawn from Bar La Vigie, the colonial-era title roughly translated to mean the lookout ridge. It was one of several mountaintop lookouts across the northern range, built to spot ships approaching the island and to relay messages across distant peaks. In a different era, its purpose was strategic. Today, that purpose has shifted. Renovated and officially reopened in 2022 as an ecotourism site, La Vigie is now managed by members of the Paramin community. Local tour operators guide visitors through the site's history while sharing the cultural story of the village itself. The secured venue features landscape gardens and 4 viewing decks, each oriented toward a different horizon. To the north, Showdown Island rests just offshore, a protected bird sanctuary set against the blue expanse of the Caribbean Sea, with smaller islands dotting the adjacent waters. To the west, the coastline stretches in long, uninterrupted lines, while inland, the northern edge of Diego Martin emerges from its valley below. To the east, the northern range rolls toward the horizon, communities tucked into hillsides and valleys. Along the island's northern border, secluded beaches sit within the quiet inlets. And to the south, the Maraval Valley opens wide. The Mocha Golf Course resting at the base of the rainforest-clad mountains, with residential communities stretching across the valley floor. Benches line the garden. Leisure areas equipped with sinks, seating, and running water can be reserved in advance, with restroom facilities on site. Amenities designed not for defense, but for gathering. Once a place of watchfulness, La Vigie now invites stillness. Where soldiers once scanned the horizon for distant ships, families and visitors gather to take in the same sweeping views, not in anticipation, but in appreciation. I'm Carrie Roberts, giving you a glimpse into the paradise we have right here.
Thank you so much, Carrie Roberts. That episode of Right Here sponsored by Caribbean Glass Specialists Limited. Well, now to some regional and international news for you. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines government has established a national cost of living task force to address rising energy prices linked to the ongoing Middle East war. While the cabinet approved initiative aims to provide immediate relief while driving long-term structural changes amid concerns of supply disruptions, including the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. The task force will work with CARICOM to explore alternative sources from countries like Guyana and Brazil. Well, to some sport news, Jamaica's returning Caribbean Premier League franchise has been renamed the Jamaica Kingsmen, marking the country's return to the T20 tournament after a 2-year absence. The name was unveiled at a press conference in Kingston, with a new ownership group opting for a rebrand instead of retaining the former Jamaican Tallawah's identity. The tournament bowls off in August, with Sabina Park set to host 4 matches, the first CPL games in Jamaica since 2019. And in some more cricket news, the Rajasthan Royals were actually sold to a consortium of US-based investors for about $1.635 billion. So you never know what will happen now. We might find out about the Barbados Royals. Was that part of the deal as well? Can we look forward to new ownership coming this CPL? Well, continuing, the U.S. President Donald Trump says military action in Iran could end in 2 to 3 weeks, adding the U.S. will leave once it is certain Tehran cannot build a nuclear weapon for years. Iran's president says Iran has the will to end the conflict, provided its enemies guarantee it won't flare up again. And oil prices fell back below $100 a barrel following the leader's comments. And finally, singer Celine Dion has announced a return to the stage after being sidelined by a rare neurological disorder. While the 58-year-old revealed plans for a series of 10 concerts in Paris set for September and October, confirming weeks of speculation. In a video shared on social media to mark her birthday, she said she's feeling good and strong, even celebrating with a bit of dancing. And get this, if you Google her name, the screen actually turns blue with a message, "Welcome back, Celine." And it is April Fool's Day, but do you know where it came from? One popular theory goes back to France when the country switched from the Julian to another Gregorian calendar. New Year moved from late March to January 1st. Those who kept celebrating in late March, well, they became the original April Fools. That's it for your regional and international news this morning. And if you're wondering if we could get some relief from the heat today, well, here's your weather update with Zaina James.
Wednesday's forecast holds the highest chance for precipitation this week, but we are not expecting washer conditions. Expect a mix of sunshine and clouds, with isolated showers developing from mid-morning into the afternoon, especially over Port of Spain and western Trinidad. Temperatures will be warm, reaching up to 32 degrees in Trinidad and 31 degrees in Tobago. When it comes to our seas, the main concern are spring tides, which will exaggerate tidal levels, so caution is advised along coastlines. Easterly winds will range between 5 and 30 kilometers per hour, and with no additional factors, seas will remain moderate in open waters and slight in sheltered areas.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the TTT network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible. The Truth of God, Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on the TTT network.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CSIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true, His love is still strong, and your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse, presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here, only on TTT.
Plenty people wonder how different they would be if they had a more supportive family. Not dragging them down or always saying something negative. Don't be that parent now. Providing support for your child can help them feel confident and capable. This includes offering help when needed, praising the efforts, and cheering them on. Never stop being their biggest cheerleaders in good times and in bad times. At the end of the day, do your best and let your children know you have their back. Share if you found this useful, and like and follow our profile for more parenting tips. Letter of the day, S, supportive.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Tragedies continue to shake our nation. In just the past few weeks, 2 people were killed in separate crashes along the Ura-Butler Highway. A police officer lost his life crossing near Maloney, and a firefighter tragically died in an accident in Tobago. And over 200 reports of road traffic accidents have been reported in Tobago for the year so far. But with the long weekend approaching, the question on everyone's mind is, how safe are our roads? And what exactly is being done to prevent more lives being lost? Well, to discuss this, we're joined now by TTPS Road Safety Project Coordinator, Mr. Brent Batson. Good morning, Mr. Batson.
Hi, pleasant morning.
How are you this morning?
Yeah, well, it could be better because, as you correctly said, you know, those tragic lives that were lost to road traffic crashes on the last long weekend, still, you know, it's something that disturbs the TTPS. Our main role and function continues to be public safety, and road policing is part of our role and function. So it does, like I said, it has us very upset when these preventable tragedies occur.
Yeah, and how is the TTPS responding to the recent spike in accidents?
Well, we had a multiple incidents, as you mentioned before. We had pictures for the long weekend. There was a prisons officer that unfortunately lost his life when he lost control of his vehicle. That was on the to Solomon Hochoy Highway. And after the vehicle crashed, he actually had severe injuries and succumbed in the hospital. And then, of course, on Sunday, we had the incident where the young driver lost control of his pickup that crossed the highway median from the south to the northbound. It resulted in a serious head-on crash and, unfortunately, a fatal injury. And interestingly enough, then hours later, close to the vicinity, we had another collision occur, even though initial reports suggest there may have been a heart failure involved. But of course, we'll have to wait on autopsy to actually come to that conclusion. So unfortunately, I know even though from what we saw, we are lower than last year by 50%. It still warrants persons to understand the criticality with regards to being responsible and alert when utilizing the nation's roads. And it doesn't include drivers alone, as you mentioned earlier. We had a police officer that was killed crossing the roadway, and this was at the Mahoney Lights. And we saw some CCTV footage where the driver almost had no chance. So everybody has their role and function to help make the road safer, pedestrians included. When they engage in an unsafe act, but drivers at risk as well. So we will continue to do what we can, but this is not an issue we can ticket our way out of. We've had meetings with, yesterday, I spoke with the chief traffic engineer, and he mentioned, really and truly the highway median separator that is there, where that incident occurred with the pickup, whereas the concrete raised area may stop a car, it may be still too low to stop trucks and pickups. And, road safety, road traffic accidents can't discriminate what type of vehicle is actually going to hit it or move across it. So they're looking at some interventions and treatments to barricade the area as well, because, I don't know if persons have been watching this. There's a person who's been canvassing, a guy called Yusuf Hussein. Many governments for probably the past 10 years, after he almost lost his life when a car crossed the highway median, by the Solomon Hochoy by Gasparilla, and almost killed him and his family. And he's been counting the importance of highway separation. Persons have to remember, once a vehicle leaves, for example, a northbound carriageway that goes to southbound, that impact, even if both of them are going 100, you're going to 200 kilometer an hour impact. And, that G-force deceleration, you're going to end up into a zero situation in a fraction of a second. And that's really what's going to cause major internal injuries. So the whole goal is to try and get all road users involved to understand the consequences of either unsafe or irresponsible behavior. That dash cam footage that was circulating on social media really was an eye-opener, just how fast. And you took one a fraction of a second, the other driver did not even have a hope to try and engage in any sort of evasive maneuver. And that's how fast these things happen and could lead to tragic, unplanned events, unfortunately, on the roadways.
Yeah. Mr. Batson, apart from irresponsible behavior, there's also other factors like, health. There was a report that one of the recent crashes involved someone, I believe, suffering a heart attack. Now, what advice would you give to someone if you start feeling unwell and you are driving?
Well, again, I just want to mention that the police cannot conclude anything until the autopsy is done. And we have some confirmation that there was some medical emergency. I saw something circulating to that effect that he had a heart attack, but I just think from the police perspective that can't be concluded till we have the evidence. But we do recommend, if you are feeling unwell, you always try to pull onto the shoulders really and safely as possible, so that you don't endanger other people. But you have to remember, when these things happen, sometimes you have no control. It may be an automatic response by your body that you have zero control of. That's just a heart attack. A stroke might have a different type of symptom. A person might go into some sort of diabetic coma and they have zero control. So it's a risk that is attached to any network where humans are involved. What we have to try to do is mitigate the outcome. And that's where the engineering interventions come in, and how vehicles might leave a roadway and what direction they might move.
Yeah. My final question for you this morning. We really want you to tell the members of the public about safety this coming weekend on the roads. Any initiatives by the TTPS for this coming weekend to ensure road safety?
Sure. Well, exactly. Approaching an even longer weekend than the one we came out of. In this Easter, we wish to advise the public, just remember, whereas everybody else is on long weekends, the police are out there working as normal. But consistent with all, celebratory periods or this type of long weekend, there will be increased road policing activities, so they can expect more road traffic stops, definitely more speed exercises. The Highway Patrol has some new speed equipment that's going to be deployed. So you will see an increase in speed detection activities and some high-tech speed equipment that's going to be mobilized as well. So that's just part of it. Remember, you also have DUI activities that's going to be increased. Port of Spain Division has been doing some fantastic work in their anti-drink driving efforts. That together with the fact that a lot of people, will be going to the beaches as well. So we're just asking people to please be responsible. Make sure everybody's wearing their seatbelts, designate a driver, and, always have road safety as your forefront.
Thank you very, very, very much, Mr. Batson, for joining us this morning and weighing in on, all of these situations, but also giving us that advice for the weekend coming up.
Take care.
All right, take care. That was the TTPS telling us, please be safe this weekend. It doesn't have to come from the TTPS. You just have to continuously exercise caution on the nation's roads. Be vigilant. They would always say, don't just drive for yourself, but drive for the people around you. So sometimes you need to be so vigilant that you can spot something happening and you can, take the necessary action. So please be safe on the nation's roads. While we're just one day away from a long weekend, whatever you are doing this weekend, we hope that you will continue to be safe, no drinking and driving. Please designate a driver if you have plans that include alcohol. Even lack of sleep can cause serious issues on the road. So that's something to, just be mindful of. Inside the next hour, we talk all about glass and sustainability, the glass loop movement. Also, we talk about the cassava project. That is something you want to stick around for. And we have that link up with our sister station. So you have to stick around to see who we're going to be linking with and what we're going to be chatting about this morning, all on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. 2 hikers who were reported missing in Chaguaramas have been safely located. Confirmation came of the rescue on Tuesday afternoon from Captain of the Hunters Search and Rescue Team, Valence Rambarat. Captain Rambarat said the couple was found by officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, and there are no reports of injuries. The pair had been reported missing around 3:20 p.m. on Monday after venturing to the plane crash site in Chaguaramas. A coordinated search effort was immediately launched, involving the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Air Support Unit, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, the Defense Force, and the Hunters Search and Rescue Team. In other news, El Socorro residents are welcoming the start of desilting works in their community, as this will help alleviate years of flooding issues. One resident, Kayam Ali, thanked the Member of Parliament and by extension the government for their intervention.
I've been living here, just 2 houses away there, for over 50 years. And it's only within the last 5 to 6 years have we encountered anything like what we are encountering. If rain just drizzle, the road is flood.
And businessman and resident Kurt Budusing lamented that he suffered significant losses over the years due to the flooding.
I lose plenty goods. I lose business because people can't come in to do anything. And personal things too, we lose.
Autism Awareness Month, observed from April 1st to April 30th each year, seeks to increase understanding, acceptance, and support for autistic individuals. On the eve of the Autism Awareness Month, co-founders of Autistically Speaking challenge misconceptions aimed at fighting stigma of autism and reshaping how the disorder is viewed. Josanne Wright's message to parents was clear: seek early care for children living with autism and embrace the disorder with understanding.
Of course, a lot of parents not accepting their reality and living in their truth. The longer you take to swallow that pill, the longer your child is going to sit behind and really wait. You know, it's not about you. You have to get up and get. And I know the second thing is the resources. I know that the resources are limited. I get it. I know I am a born Trinidadian as well. I know. It's not that I don't know, but there's so many home remedies that you can do to increase your motor skills and to increase speech and socialization. Start at home. Use Google, use YouTube.
Ms. Wright also challenged parents of autistic children to peer through a different lens, noting that instead of looking at the disorder as a weakness, it can be viewed as a strength.
To all the parents in Trinidad and Tobago, I know what it feels like. Accept the reality. Try to advocate as much and as hard as you can for your child. Living your truth. Autism doesn't mean that life stops. It doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy life. Tweak life however it suits you as a family, but don't let life pass you by because of a diagnosis.
Now in sport, let's take a look at the Women's League football standings as they head into the Easter break. In the Trinidad Conference, after 6 rounds of matches, AC Port of Spain led with 16 points and remained the only unbeaten team on the 7-team table. UTT are just 1 point behind in second place, while star-studded Club Sando are third on 13 points. There's a gap with the rest of the pack, with Trendsetter Hawks fourth, followed by Police WFC, Point Fortin Pioneers, and AIA, who have played 1 less game than everyone else and have a single draw to their name. Over in the Tobago Conference, 5 rounds of matches have been played. Unbeaten Jewels on 13 points have the edge over Tobago Chicas, who are on 10 points. Black Panthers are third on 5 points, while Combined Ballers are still in search of their first points, having lost all of their matches. The teams are on an Easter break, while the restart date is yet to be announced. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. After the break, we head into hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success, because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Carmino Realty International. Elevating lives, one property at a time.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kickoff at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight. Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what we do. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 10-20 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Well, we're taking a closer look at the glass loop movement and the national effort to transform glass recycling in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, joining me this morning, Derek Lookpat, founder of Circular Caribbean Company, and Giselle Grandison, the Packaging and Sustainability Officer at ANSA, as we explore how this initiative is making sustainability more accessible and impactful for everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining me today to talk about the glass loop movement. Very interesting name. So what exactly is the glass loop movement?
Well, the Glass Loop Movement is a multi-stakeholder initiative. So it comprises of companies that are coming on board to want to have an opportunity to recycle their waste, specifically glass waste that's easily within our landfills within our country.
Yeah, and why is this most important now?
Well, it's most important now because more and more our landfills are getting fuller. More and more persons are not realizing that glass is not just a waste material, it's a raw material, and it's something that it's 100% recyclable, so it can be recycled indefinitely. So you could be drinking a glass bottle now, it could go into the furnace, make a new glass, and the cycle continues with nothing else. So the importance of it is that we have so many opportunities for this, and we really want persons to realize their food-safe glass is an important material. It's not just throw away and never use again.
Yeah. Derek, let's talk about your involvement in all of this. How exactly are you involved in the Glass Loop movement?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us this morning, an opportunity to speak to the audience. And circular economy is the context for the Glass Loop movement. As Giselle would have said, glass is not waste. It's a resource. And what circular economy professes is that by treating or rethinking waste as a resource, we are actually, when you think about it, we will be able to build a stronger economy, particularly a local economy, have more value retention. So therefore, when things happen, as we could see what's going on in the world with different external shocks, whether they be social, economic shocks, how do you withstand that as a small island nation and along with our neighbors in the Caribbean? What is it, you as an individual, if you save, if you waste less, you will be in a better position to handle the rough times and ride it out. Same attitude. So with glass recycling, it's actually long overdue, but I'm really happy to see an organization or organizations coming together to say, look, better late than never, let's get this going and let's start with glass because it's low-hanging fruit. But this can be applied to so many other things that we have out there.
Yeah, on the screen right now, we are seeing where the bins are located. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and of course, why you should get involved. So, you know, as with anything, if you incentivize something, it does a lot better. Is this incentivized? If you were to recycle glass, any incentive for the public?
So at the moment, we are just trying to get the program up and running and the initiative. So we have started to think about it, but it's not going to be immediate.
Yeah.
It's just going to be trying to get Trinidad and Tobago into recycling culture, into making it easy and accessible, into making it maybe fun as well too.
Yeah.
But at the time, we are not there yet when it comes to the...
Well, truly, recycling itself and saving the environment and
It's
generations to come
important.
is an incentive on its own. And how can the public get involved in all of this?
Do you want to
get involved?
Yeah.
Don't throw away your glass. It's as simple as that.
Keep it. Yeah, keep it.
It goes to the previous question you had. It can't just be about short-term monetary gain. That is important and that is being considered. But if we care about our environment literally and we care about our society and realize that by making sure that this glass is recycled and then taking that same general approach to other things we have, whether it's energy, fuel, food, etc., because there's so much wastage taking place across our country and across the region. That in itself, we particularly as adults, if we could lead by example to our kids and start to say, look, let's rebalance the equation a bit. This increasingly disposable lifestyle is not sustainable. Garbage does not disappear.
No, it goes somewhere.
It's out of sight, out of mind. But not only does it go somewhere, it comes back to hurt us in the medium to long term.
Yeah.
So we are trying to get a mindset shift.
Yes.
Here.
And if you may allow me to say, that might be a little bit challenging in a Caribbean community. You know, it's just something that we've never really done. So when you travel, you see all the other countries, and you go to a family member's house and they say, well, put it in this bin, not that one.
Right.
And they have started to sort their trash and all of that. So we still have a long way to go. And this is a really...
We still do.
Yes, it's a really good step in the right direction.
Yeah, but there's opportunity. So with the bins that we have across the island, and they will be building, because we do have in different locations in the west and central and south. So we have over 30 bins currently that are displaced across Trinidad and Tobago. We do have partnerships with other bins as well too, so there are persons that can go to those bins, which we will indicate as well.
Yeah.
In terms of getting involved, it's simple. You go to the Glass Loop Caribbean website and Glass Loop Movement on social media, and we could have persons just letting us know where you can drop off your glass as well. And it's simple. You don't have to take off the labels. You don't have to take off the caps like long time.
Right.
You just put it in a bag, find the nearest bin, and put it in the bin.
Yeah, when it's easier, I think it's
Absolutely.
it's again another incentive. Like, you don't have to do all of that. Just put your glass in these bins. So tell us about the organizations that you've partnered with for this.
Well, Circular Caribbean is one of them. We have Hyatt that has come on board. We have Guardian Media that has come on board. We also have, Answer Packaging that is onboarded as well too. And we have quite a few other entities that are coming on board as we start to really engage partners and engage communities.
And how long has this been going on?
Well, we officially launched on World Recycling Day, which was March 18th, so just a couple of weeks ago.
Just the other day?
Yeah, officially launched.
And what can we expect next from all of this? And what can we expect from Circular going forward in this initiative?
Well, continued knowledge dissemination, getting to the key stakeholders, particularly the youth, to recognize that you can be part of the solution, because we have a problem, again, out of sight, out of mind, but the problem is there. We can start with glass, easy, low-hanging fruit, and get that transition with the culture from a more, what we call a linear economy, which is to take stuff, make it, use it, and throw it away.
Yes.
That is just happening faster and faster, and it is a problem that our kids and grandkids are going to inherit. So let's start to adjust as adults, businesses, leaders in society. Let's lead an example to our children, and those particularly in the tertiary institutions. What is happening globally, because Trinidad and Tobago is one of the about 5 Caribbean countries that sits with almost 100 countries on international standards development for circular economy. So there's a global movement happening. We are behind. Compared to the rest of the world, many developing countries see this opportunity to transition the economy to one that reduces waste and then takes waste and uses it as a resource. So that is happening around us. And I'm hoping that Trinidad and Tobago, and starting with the Glass Loop movement, starts to get on track with the rest of the world.
Giselle, we can only hope that we'll see this in a lot of business spaces, restaurants, malls, even workplaces. A lot of glass, a lot of products consumed in, and what do we do with our waste? We just throw it in the bin, and then, as you say, it ends up in the landfills.
It does, and it's really simple. It's really, really simple.
So where can people get more information about all of this?
So you can check our social media, which is Glass Loop Movement, Instagram, Facebook. You can also visit the website, which is still adding things as we get there. So it's up and it's ready for everybody to just click on it and look at where the nearest bins are. And in terms of the simplicity of it, we do take like 3 types of glass, so which is the clear one, which we call flint, amber, which is brown, and green, which is green. And once you just bring those, it could be anything. It could be only specific to food safe.
Okay.
So meaning anything you can consume from a human perspective. So your pesto bottles, your honey, your jam jars.
Not candles.
Not candles, not glasses, not window panes, not windshields, like specific food consumption. So alcohol, non-alcoholic beverage containers, etc.
And you're still open to partnering with organizations and institutions who may want to implement this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's, again, maybe even schools, and teaching this in schools would be a great idea. Is that something that's on the radar?
It's already there. We are just getting it out, so it's already there. We have a couple of schools lined up to be able to speak to it, and we actually have one, I think, next week, so we'll be rolling this out quickly.
Yeah, and what's your greatest hope for this initiative, Derek?
Oh, that it just gets, it sparks that rethink that is required to move us in a direction that is just sensible. If you have a system that is actually going to benefit not just the economy, particularly our local and regional economy, but also society, where it could even create more opportunities and, I would dare say, reduce crime. While preserving the environment, who wouldn't want that? But it requires that collaboration, which is what I like about this movement. You're bringing people together, and hopefully that combination of that all of society approach will spark a bit more respect for each other and the environment, and even just our future, and have to push us to work closer together.
Positive ripple, hopefully.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for joining me this morning. It's the Glass Loop movement. For all the information, head across to their socials and their website. And of course, you can find this interview and everything that you see here on TTT Live online. We take a break. And when we come back, we have more for you on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports with Nasira Mohammed, daily at 7 p.m.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
Every morning begins with a story, the headlines you need, the voices you trust, the conversations shaping our nation. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today, where your day starts informed and inspired. News that matters to you, conversations that spark new ideas, stories that move Trinidad and Tobago forward. Tune in weekdays, Monday to Friday at 6 a.m. or join the conversation on any smart device at TNT Today Show. Trinidad and Tobago Today. Start here, exclusively on TTT.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is still hope. When the weight feels heavy and the night feels long, remember, your story isn't over. God's promises are still true. His love is still strong, and your breakthrough is still coming. Join us for Messages of Hope, Words of Encouragement with Pastor Jesse, presented by Youth Fires. Hope lives here, only on TTT.
Remember about 2 weeks ago, we told you about a group of ambitious students from the Signal Hill Secondary School in Tobago who were preparing for a life-changing educational experience? Well, the students from the Signal Hills Campus Club and their teacher made the trip, and already they're back at home. Well, they sent us some pics and videos from the trip, and we have that for you now.
Give them performance. Some experts say like someone jump over the fence from up to the we will see them, but I'm the right person and they did the right answer. All the camera security listening. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. So the UN actually made a specialty poster for Signal Hill Secondary. This was specifically for our visit today. I just needed to share that. We are so grateful. lunch is provided, and if you listen in the background, you can hear our local soca music playing, Nadia Batson. It is really an outstanding educational experience.
Okay, so we are now here live from the UN headquarters in Manhattan, and from the Signal Secondary School Campus Club, we'd like to say welcome. We are about to embark on a tour, and we're looking forward to our contact. Following our external welcome, we are now inside the main auditorium of the UN building. This is where most of the presidents and prime ministers come to meet, have a collective study.
Well, did you know that Papa Ute the ocelot is almost back to his original weight after being shot about 5 weeks ago? Well, as you know, TNT Today has been keeping up with Dr. Kriyan Singh, who's been taking care of Papa Ute and his team, of course. And they shared some videos and photos of his recovery. Let's take a look now. Really love following Papa Ute's progress, and thank you to Dr. Singh and of course that team at his clinic for the amazing work they've been doing. Well, these days have been extremely hot, you would agree, and if you're wondering if we could get some relief from the heat today, we have a weather update now with Zaina James to get you prepared for the day ahead.
Wednesday's forecast holds the highest chance for precipitation this week, but we are not expecting washout conditions. Expect a mix of sunshine and clouds, with isolated showers developing from mid-morning into the afternoon, especially over Port of Spain and western Trinidad. Temperatures will be warm, reaching up to 32 degrees in Trinidad and 31 degrees in Tobago. When it comes to our seas, the main concern are spring tides, which will exaggerate tidal levels, so caution is advised along coastlines. Easterly winds will range between 5 and 30 kilometers per hour, and with no additional factors, seas will remain moderate in open waters and slight in sheltered areas.
Introducing the new Sun Mix Nut Bar. Available in 3 delicious flavors: granola raisin nut, almond cranberry crunch, and coconut almond crisp. All packed on a rich bed of dark chocolate.
Taste the good life, snack right. Taste the good life anytime. Good life, good life. Sun Mix.
Sunshine Snacks Sun Mix Nut Bar. Taste the good life.
Talk City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes,
Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry Lean Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
So I'll go right to on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Greetings, hello to you there, and welcome to the CZIT National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. I'm your host, Sachin Ramsubag, and I am pleased to be part of this great initiative.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, you need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Don't just keep the conversation right here. We're linking up live with our friends over on Next 99.1 FM for the Link Up, where radio meets television and things just get a little more interesting. A few things. Not sure how much I should say, but it sounds like Next 99.1 FM might be switching things up a little bit. New energy, maybe a whole new sound, maybe some new voices, or maybe it's just April 1st playing tricks on us. Well, let's find out. Good morning, team Next 99.1 FM, Frohammer and Shaq Music.
Good morning, Virmala. Good morning to all folks right now, those of you locked in via the telly, also via our link up right here on Next 99.1. It's a pleasure being in your company. It's a beautiful Wednesday. The energy is high. Of course, once you jump inside this morning show, the energy is always higher, Virmala. The vibe general is definitely in the building.
Yeah, I know you always bring the energy, Fro. And of course, good morning to your DJ. Is that Shaq Music?
That is Shaq. That is miserable Shaq on Virmala, keep it short with Shaq, please.
Good morning, Shaq.
Morning.
Well, the studio looks beautiful, I must say.
It looking nice, huh?
Yeah, it's a really nice setup.
It is definitely a beautiful setup. And of course, you did mention earlier in your opening that you've heard about some changes taking place on Next 99.1. So I actually thought, seeing that today is April 1st, that you were calling me or linking up with me to prank me, because I'm not on this April Fool's thing, eh?
Yeah, I actually don't appreciate it myself. So I don't know. Do you have any pranks for me, or you're gonna tell me something actually happening?
No, well, if I want to prank you, I wouldn't tell you, Virmala.
We're good, Fro.
No, I wouldn't. Don't worry yourself, no, man.
Tell us what's happening on Next.
What's happening on Next 99? Well, it's definitely exciting times on Next 99.1, and for sure, it's obviously it's the start of a brand new month. So what we have for this entire month here on Next 99.1, we're going to kick it off on Friday. Friday, we're actually going to be having the intermediate football tournament. That's an annual event that happens on Friday at the police barracks in St. James. So we're inviting all listeners, all persons that love a good, friendly game of football, because it's we have open the floodgates. It's not just Next 99, it's not just TDT, but it's media houses across Trinidad and Tobago vying for that title, that championship. And we're talking about bragging rights, because bragging rights, other than having something that you can tangible, bragging rights is something so key. Because person can beat up the chest and say, hey boy, we beat up Next, which is impossible, right? Or we beat up TTT, which is also impossible, right? So I did mention TTT Next 99.1. Those are just two of the teams that we have taking part in the competition this coming Friday, which is just like 2 days away. Good Friday. The action kicks off at 11 a.m. Police barracks. Come down, bring the entire family. It's going to be a long weekend. You know we love long weekends here.
Yeah.
You know you appreciate the long weekends,
Really looking
Virmala.
forward to the long weekend. And also I heard somebody told me that the pavement line might be coming back.
Yes. And we just came off of a really high season for the Carnival, Trinidad Carnival, a short while ago. So we're definitely looking forward to heading to Point 14 down south. We're going down south. I like to go down. You know me, if you know me. For example, I love south because south does give some good energy. South does give some good vibes. So I am definitely looking forward to the pavement line. I believe it's happening on the 30th of this month, April.
Yeah,
That's a
April
Thursday.
30th.
Usually our signature event happens on a Thursday. So South, look out, Point 14, look out for the Next 99.1 team. Also, if you need more information, there's a huge event called Josie's Jamishness that takes place on Saturday, 9th of May. So right after the Bacchanal in Point, we head in to Josie's Jamishness. Josie's, they're actually celebrating 16 years of Jamishness.
Yeah.
That's a really amazing signature event. So we have that to look forward to. And guys, if you need more information, of course, you can check out Next 99.1, TDT Live online social media pages where you can get all the info, everything you need to know in one hub. This is the place. But here is now. A little birdie also whispered, I keep hearing a talk about the new class for Next 99.1. So I hear in this talk, I ask Shaq say he know. So I want to find out, you hear anything about some new class?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah, because they call some names.
Okay.
They say Hype Man Patrick. I say Patrick. Hype Man. They say yeah. I hear DJ Charlotte. I say, Charlotte? You serious? Well, I call Charlotte Charlie Charles. I say, Charlie Charles? They say, yeah. So, I don't know if this is another prank, April Fool's prank. So, I'm just asking you here inside the link up. Is that a prank? Is that, could you confirm anything or you have no information on it?
I can't confirm or deny anything, Fro. I'm sorry.
Shaq, look at Shaq. Shaq hands in here. Shaq like, don't ask me nothing.
April Fools.
Is April Fool's, Shaq?
Nah, maybe.
Well, we'll wait and see. I guess everything will unfold and everything would, something will come to light, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see how that goes through, and I'm pretty sure I'll talk with you again to confirm or deny that.
Definitely. Thank you so much for linking up, and you look amazing on set, though.
Thank you. I really like your colors this morning.
You like how I'm looking? We're going to link up after.
We will definitely see you on Friday for the Intermediate Football Cup. A little birdie just whispered to me that Toko Strong might be, taking it.
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
You see where Carlos want to go this hour? I ain't going
Yeah.
there.
Well, that is my director, so I won't argue with him today. I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you very much, Pro and Track Music. That was the link up with Next 99.1 FM. And they're open for business as well. If you want to advertise with them, just call us at 622-4141 or email us at ttsales@ttt.co.tt. And of course, to get in touch with our show, Trinidad and Tobago Today, all you have to do is email us at tttoday@ttt.co.tt. Well, when we come back, we continue, this time talking a little bit about real estate on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
With another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight. For this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
something you've been thinking about or even dreaming about, this next segment is just for you. We're proud to introduce a brand new feature right here on Trinidad and Tobago Today in collaboration with Camino Realty International, where we'll be breaking down everything you need to know about the property market. So from understanding the home buying process to making smarter real estate decisions, this segment is all about giving you the knowledge and confidence to take that extra step. Well, joining us this morning to get things started, we have Roseanne Pereira, Real Estate and Property Management Manager, and Rachel Ramlal, Managing Director of Camino Properties International. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here to talk all about real estate and Camino. Well, it's good to have Camino on the show, so thank you for collaborating with us. But for viewers who may now be hearing about Camino for the first time, can you tell us about the company and what do you offer?
So, Camino has been in existence since 2008. We like to think of ourselves as a full-service real estate company. So we offer your standard real estate services such as property rentals, sales. We also do property management, and we also offer clients investment opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what sets Camino apart from other real estate companies?
So we are very committed to providing long-term relationships with our clients. So it's not just about selling a property, renting a property, getting commission, you know. We try to really connect with our clients to really get what they need and provide suitable options for them.
Yeah. So how do you support your clients through the process of, buying or even renting a property?
So this is really funny.
Okay.
But we make the process as easy and simple as possible. We try to make it as hassle-free. We do most of the work for our clients. You tell us what you want. We pre-qualify you if you're not already pre-qualified. We search for what you want. We action what you want. We give you the best, I would say, confirmed legal advice from one of the top firms in Trinidad. And we welcome you into your new home. It's as easy as that.
Yeah. So, real estate can feel overwhelming, especially if you're a young person or maybe a first-time buyer or someone looking to rent. How do you simplify this process? I know you said you do most of it. But, that first-time nerves, especially, again, a young person just buying for the first time, how do you treat with clients like that?
Communication. So communication is very important. We explain every step of the process. So from getting you pre-qualified, we already know what the banks are going to ask you to submit to get pre-qualified. So we go through those documents with you. We help you prepare them. We submit the request sometimes on behalf of the client to get the pre-qualifications done. So in a nutshell, you, the client, are not really going through each stage by yourself. We kind of hold your hand. A lot of people don't know what is the purpose of documents. So like, why are you asking me for my pay slips?
Yes.
Why do you need a WASA clearance if I'm selling my property?
Yeah.
What is a title search? So we help simplify the real estate terms. At the end of the day, we are not mortgage officers or we are not legal advisors, but being in the industry for so long, we have come to learn and understand key requirements, and we're able to provide and share that knowledge to our clients.
Yeah, and being in the industry for so long, you would have seen the common mistakes that people make. So would you share some of that with us, people entering the real estate market? What are some of those mistakes that we tend to make, and you've been having to deal with all of that?
So off the top of my head, I can give you like 3 common mistakes I've seen a lot of persons make. One is not being pre-qualified. You need to know your budget. You need to know your price range and what you're looking for. You need to get your title searches done, right? We would guide you and make you understand why title searches are necessary, right? valuations, actually. Valuations. You need to know the market value of what you are purchasing. So those are 3 things I can give you off the top of my head.
Yeah, because sometimes you have persons who want to sell their property, for example, and a lot of times they attach sentimental value to a property, you know. So you grew up in this home.
Yes.
I did renovations. I think it worth millions of dollars, and then when the valuation comes back, it's not as much as they were expecting.
So you have to be realistic in your expectations.
Correct. You have to be realistic, yes.
And how has the real estate market in Trinidad and Tobago been performing recently?
So the market has seemed to be sort of stabilizing. You do have property prices increasing because of increased construction costs, material costs, and so on. Another thing that we need to take into consideration is persons' income and the access that they have to disposable income to begin with, you know. So some agents might tell you they are performing well because they are closing lots of sales and rentals, but then others might tell you, well, it's been a bit slow, you know. But for us, we have seen overall that property prices have been increasing.
Yes.
And a little, you know, unique part about us is that we kind of create our own markets.
Yes.
So we tend to focus on the persons who are qualifying for $1 million and under. So we kind of create, you know,
that
our
market,
own.
Well, coming up inside this segment over the next few weeks, you're going to be finding out a lot more about all of this from Carmino. So thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning. Carmino Realty, and you can stay tuned here on Wednesdays on Trinidad and Tobago Today for that update. We take a break, come back with more.
The microphones are down and the boots are laced up. This Good Friday, the top media houses of Trinidad and Tobago are stepping off the air and onto the field. Get ready for the Intermedia Football Cup 2026. Come out and rep your favorite media personalities as they clash for football glory and bragging rights. The best part? It's free. So bring the family, bring your coolers, and don't forget your vibe. Friday, April 3rd, Police Barracks, St. James. It's football, energy, and excitement. Kickoff at 11 a.m. The Intermedia Football Cup 2026, powered by TTT Limited. For more information, like, love, follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. No glass bottles allowed. Intermedia Football Cup 2026.
The TTT Intermedia Football Cup 2026, sponsored by Digicel, Sunshine Snacks, Blue Waters, and Stamina Energy.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house limes.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
Different coming up this Easter weekend. Suspects Easter Showdown 2026. All the events that you're going to enjoy, like a curry duck lime and a tug of war. We're joined this morning by Suspects Auto Managing Director Mr. Wesley Ruplal to talk all about it. Good morning, Wesley.
Good morning.
So we're looking forward to Easter Sunday.
Oh, definitely.
And we're heading to Wallerfield International Raceway.
Yes, we are.
So tell us, what can we expect at the Suspects Easter Showdown?
What we create is we create bonding moments for families. We create a vibe where people could come and see different things. If you're into drifting, into truckers, off-road, music, bicycle, motorcycle stunts, we have it all. And we have a lot of entertainment for kids as well too. Bouncy castle, face painting. We also now introduce the bull riding, so kids could come on that as well too, to have a good time. So we create a lot of bonding moments. We introduce the curry duck because a lot of truckers, they like to cook. So I create this because they want bonding moments amongst different truckers.
Yeah.
So we're doing the curry duck competition. We have judges as well too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can still sign up for the curry duck, or is it the registration is closed?
No, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
And how many teams are competing?
Even on the day as well.
Okay.
You can sign up.
So you sign up on the day and you bring all your ingredients and everything and you just come to cook.
Yeah.
So how can you get more information about the curry duck and of course the event?
You can contact me on 3721559.
Yeah. And social media as well.
Yeah.
Suspects Auto.
Suspects Auto.
And I know there's a tug of war also.
So the truckers and them like to pull one another because it's the battle of the strongest, basically.
Right.
So we're looking forward to that as well.
This is people pulling each other, not trucks.
Trucks.
Trucks?
Trucks pulling each other.
Okay, this sounds crazy.
It is crazy because nobody has never done it before.
Is this safe?
It is safe. We have a safe zone for them as well.
Right. So yes, in case you're wondering, there is a safe zone.
Yeah, there is a safe zone.
So families are separated and kids are separate from this event.
And we work alongside the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service as well.
Yeah.
So we abide by those rules as well too.
Yeah. So what time is this on Sunday?
We start at 2 p.m. Gates open at 2.
Yeah.
We're going to midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's curry duck, tug of war, cars, competition, vibes. Anything else that we should know about?
I think we also giving away a car.
Wow, you should have led with that, Wesley.
Right, sorry. So what we're doing is that
is amazing.
Yeah, well, for $50, you can have a chance to win a car that is worth about $35,000.
Wow.
Now, I really genuinely, and I'm saying this live, is that I genuinely hope that some mom or somebody that really needs a vehicle to move around with could take that $50, take a chance, and really win that. And you could drive all the show with it.
Wow.
Yeah, you could drive all the show. Once you win, everything is in front of the public, that you can see everything happening. Where where you pull it out is in, and everything could be seen in front of the public eyes.
And so a car is up for grabs on Sunday, and it's just $50. So take a chance, and you never know, you might be the person driving out of the Wallerfield International Raceway with that car. So it's happening this Sunday again, Wesley. It's the Easter Showdown. It's 2 p.m. Gates open at 2 p.m. And if you want to register for the curry duck, you still can.
You still can, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you're inviting families, all ages?
All ages.
Invited?
All ages. All ages.
Anything for the children? Anything specific for the children?
We're doing a lot of givers we as well. We have some bicycles to give away as well for kids as well too.
Thank you for telling me about the giveaways at the end. So this is great. So kids go and you might get a bike?
Yeah, definitely. We have 10 bikes to give away. Bicycles.
Okay. 10 bikes, 1 car is up for grabs. We will see you at Suspects Easter Showdown 2026. Thank you, Wesley.
Thank you
and all the
very much.
best for this. May the best man or woman win, or luckiest person win that car.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, this is where we wrap it up for Trinidad and Tobago today. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to my amazing crew, always putting in the work to make sure that everything flows seamlessly. Tomorrow we link up again, so you have to be here to see what that's all about. 6 to 8, we do it tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, Trinidad and Tobago. Bye-bye.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The National Union of Government and Federated Workers have negotiated a $2.6 billion wage deal for daily rated public service workers. President of the organization, Christopher Street, explained that 40% of the arrears owed to workers will be paid in cash, while 60% will be paid in non-cash. He shared on some of the factors of the non-cash options.
The elements, one, they would have brought back. If you're owing HDC, you can use that to offset whether it's arrears, whether it's your current mortgage. So a person could apply that to the current mortgage and get a break from paying their mortgage. So that in itself is instant cash.
Mr. Street observed that although some employees lack a mortgage, they may still utilize the non-cash settlement method to make a home payment.
This non-cash could be transferred. It is transferable. So if a worker doesn't have a mortgage, he can transfer it to someone who does, whether it's his children, whether it's his siblings, or whether it's his relatives, whoever, a stranger, whoever.
He added that the non-cash element can also be used to pay tuition or allow a worker to go on leave and be paid. Mr. Street also said workers who have already retired will receive 100% of their arrears in cash. In other news, a landmark conference hosted by the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus is helping to advance regional food security and sustainability. The event brings together policymakers, researchers, farmers, and industry stakeholders from across the Caribbean to address critical challenges affecting the region's food systems, including climate change, rising import dependence, and supply chain vulnerabilities.
Our region remains one of the most food insecure in the world, with a food import bill exceeding $7 billion annually.
Speaking at the International Food and Nutrition Security and Sustainable Tourism Conference at the University of the West Indies on Tuesday, Dean of the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, Professor Mark Woodivara, outlined a key regional priority. He said that the central mission of the university's initiative is to reduce the region's overall food import bill by 25%. Building on the initiative's aim, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Ravi Ratiram noted that the ministry is committed to promoting agricultural resilience.
Strengthening supply chain between farmers, fishermen, processors, chefs, and tourism enterprises, we can ensure that the food served to visitors reflects the authentic agricultural heritage of our nation. Simply put, when agriculture flourishes, tourism becomes richer, communities become stronger, and economies become more resilient.
The conference was held under the theme From Soil to Society and underscored the critical link between agriculture, culture, and economic development, highlighting the need for integrated approaches to strengthening food systems across the region. In more news, 2 police officers are now before the courts on serious misconduct charges. Police Constable Stefano Haban and Jelani Prima were charged on Monday with misbehavior in public office following a Professional Standards Bureau investigation. The charges relate to a March 14th incident along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway near Mausica. A motorist alleges he was wrongly accused of driving a stolen vehicle, arrested and taken to Mausica Road, where he was pressured to pay for his release. He reportedly withdrew cash at an ATM in Arima and handed it over. Both officers are charged with kidnapping and corruptly obtaining $10,000. They remain detained, and the matter has been adjourned to April 14th. In some sport now, the National Association of Athletics Administrations has announced that Giovanni Bob Semple has officially withdrawn from the Trinidad and Tobago Carifta Games squad, citing health concerns. The N3A's TT says the decision was made following consultations with the team doctor and his personal physiotherapist and came after discussions with his family. The association says while the decision was not taken lightly, the priority remains on Bob Semple's recovery and long-term development. It says it fully supports the athlete and his family and wishes him well in his recovery. And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From the entire team here to you, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local.